are so threatened by someone else's confidence that they want you to dim your own light just to make them feel better. And that's not going to happen here. I mean, let's be honest. You don't like him because he's flashy, because he has a nice watch, better than yours, better than mine. I mean, that just sounds like hating, though, to me. I mean, he is a rich kid who's really earned it. And that's why people should actually be applauding Shedeur. He doesn't have any scandal attached to his name, upstanding citizen. He's always supportive of his teammates and has been an excellent leader on the field, looks like it off the field. It's not easy walking in the footsteps of your famous dad, let alone Hall of Fame, best to ever do it type dad. But it just shows you how much of a hard worker he really is, because no one's going to be harder on Shedeur than his dad and then also himself.
You can teach them how to think for themselves, how to walk in their excellence, be a positive influence. They don't like that. They don't like that, because if you didn't know, the economy runs on the poor and the middle class. So the more people I can keep poor and the middle class, the more money the rich make. But if I can oppress one race and keep them in the gutter, I can win every time, because I can manipulate them, I can trick them, I can make them do whatever I want them to do, because they don't think with their own mind. I can make them see things and think that's what they need to be.
These dudes get exposed every single day. Every single day. Jason Lloyd, Adam the Bull, these dudes just get exposed all the time. You know, the Mary Kay Cabots of the world, these people that are anybody but Shedeur Mafia. We got random fans blasting Jason Lloyd on the King Carmen show as he was a guest co-host today. GBush absolutely destroyed Jason Lloyd and Adam the Bull as well. My man GBush in the spot, making it hot. We got to get to all of it, man. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, hype the video. That would be greatly appreciated. Let's get into things. We're not going to play any games. Let's start right here. Let's start right here, man. We got fans destroying Jason Lloyd. Listen, a lot of people think it's some racism going on. A lot of people think that. I'm not saying I am, but a lot of people think that. I think y'all just some flat out haters, to be honest. Let's take a listen.
Real quick. So the problem for you, Mr. Jason Lloyd, is everything that you saying, there are all pros and pros that break down film that can refute what you're saying, and we can see it. You kind of acting like the government right now. You know what I'm saying?
What are you watching? What are you watching in film that refutes what I'm saying?
So there are,
because I can show you a Deshaun Kaiser highlight reel from his rookie year, where you would think he's an All-Pro.
Oh, and that was his 1 year as a starter. Kaiser. I'm talking about Shedeur Sanders. There are different people on the internet that break down his film, and Chase Daniel, one of them. You know what I'm saying? He my quarterback from Missouri. He break down film to refute things that you say, and there are other quarterback coaches that break down that refutes what you're saying.
Is Chase Daniel in the Browns locker room?
So I'm getting to that point right there.
You better hurry up.
There are other people online. Whenever they say,
you see what he tried to say is Chase Daniels in the locker room. No, Chase Daniels isn't in the locker room, but you know who is? Myles Garrett, who said Shedeur Sanders is the guy. Denzel Ward, who said Shedeur Sanders is the guy. There are plenty of people who are in the locker room who have said Shedeur Sanders is the guy. Look, man, these dudes make all the reasons and all the excuses in the world now because Kurt Warner, Hall of Famer, he don't know what he see. He don't know what he talking about. Show talking. His big ass don't never know anything but to hate on Shedeur Sanders. My man GBush opened up a can of you-know-what on him on the show, aired out his own co-host on the show. We got to get into this, man. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel. Hit that bell notification, hype the video. That would be greatly appreciated. We got to get into this, man. Adam the Bull up there spewing nonsense per usual.
Stop scrolling right now. I need you to stay with me for the next few minutes because what you are about to hear is the kind of thing that almost never happens in sports media. A man got exposed live on air by his own co-host in front of thousands of people. No warning, no prep, no escape. And the wildest part, he deserved every single second of it. This is the moment GBush looked Adam the Bull dead in the eye on the same show, on the same set, and said, "You don't know what you're talking about, and I can prove it." Not behind the scenes, not in a tweet, live, on air, with receipts. If you've been following the Shedeur Sanders situation, you already know the media has been coming for this young man since day one. But today, something shifted. Today, somebody actually pushed back, and it was beautiful. This is Keep the Vision. Hit that like button, smash subscribe, and ring that bell, because we are getting into all of it right now.
Watched every single film. I've watched every single game.
And that's the difference. Adam the Bulls he don't watch no tape. He don't watch nothing. He don't watch nothing but the Food Channel.
4 times.
Right.
I break down the film after the game.
Yeah.
We go over the film and we talk about what you did good and what you did bad.
Yeah.
So when people say you objectively played bad, it's a black and white situation. What I'm saying is when you're looking at a rookie quarterback, you got to break down the good plays or the bad plays. That's how football works.
Let me paint the picture for you. Adam the Bull is on UCSS. Big platform, big audience, big reach. People tune in expecting real analysis, real knowledge, real insight from someone who actually did the homework. Instead, what do they get? Takes based on nothing. Opinions built on air. Statements thrown out like facts with zero film work behind them. And GBush, he's been in the lab. Every single game, he watched it. Every single snap, he broke it down. After every game, he went through the film, identified the good throws, identified the bad throws, and talked about what the numbers and the tape actually showed. Not what he heard, not what somebody told him, what he saw with his own eyes. So when Adam the Bull gets on air and says Shedeur objectively didn't play good football, GBush doesn't just disagree, he challenges the entire foundation of that statement. Because how can you call something objective when you haven't even watched the film? That's not objectivity. That's just confidence without evidence, and GBush wasn't having it. He pushed back, calmly, professionally, but firmly. He said, when you're evaluating a rookie quarterback, you don't just stamp good or bad on the whole body of work. You break it down. You look at individual plays. You analyze the processing, the timing, the touch, the accuracy. You give context to the situation. That's how real football analysis works. And Adam the Bull had no answer, because you can't argue film with someone who's actually watched the film. You just can't. Now let me get real with you for a second. How many times in life have you seen someone judged not by what they actually did, but by the story someone else decided to tell about them? How many times have you seen a young person grind, sacrifice, give everything they have, only for one lazy opinion to overshadow all of it? That is Shedeur Sanders right now. This kid was drafted in the 5th round. 5th round. Before he ever took a snap in the NFL, the league had already told him, you're not our priority. You're not our top pick. You're an afterthought.
About the talent around him, he objectively did not play good football. There's no debate.
I think when you say objectively, didn't play good football, there are individual throws where you can see.
You say that about any quarterback.
Well, I'm just saying, there's individual throws where you can see the processing, you can see the touch, you can see the timing, you can see the accuracy.
Keep it real. He did not play well. Doesn't mean he's not going to play well. We understand the circumstances.
That is never
going to be hard.
He walked into Cleveland carrying that weight. He played behind an offensive line that was still figuring itself out. He played in a system still finding its identity. And yes, there were struggles. There were tough games. There were throws he'd want back. But here is what the film actually shows. And this is what GBush saw, because GBush did the work. There were moments of real brilliance. Throws where the processing was sharp. Throws where the touch was elite. Moments where you looked at that young man and said, yeah, there is something here. Not perfect, not complete, but real. GBush didn't just defend Shedeur's stats, he defended Shedeur's right to be evaluated fairly, to be judged by someone who actually watched, to be given the same nuance and context that every other quarterback in this league gets automatically. And that, honestly, that hit me hard. Because we all know what it feels like to have someone reduce everything you worked for into one dismissive sentence, one lazy take, one "he's just not good enough" from someone who never even gave you a real look. Shedeur Sanders deserves better than that, and GBush had the courage to say it out loud. Here's something I want you to notice. There are two types of people in this Shedeur Sanders conversation right now. Type 1, the Adam the Bulls of the world. They made up their mind before the season started. They decided the story. And now, no matter what evidence comes out, no matter what the coaching staff says, no matter what the film shows, they find a way to dismiss it, downplay it, explain it away. Because admitting they were wrong would cost them something. Their narrative, their hot take, their clicks. Type 2, the GBushes. The ones who actually do the work, who watch every game, who break down every play, who form opinions based on evidence, not ego. And when the evidence points somewhere, they follow it, even if it's not the popular opinion. Right now, sports media is full of Type 1. And that's exactly why moments like this one, where GBush calls it out live on air, matters so much. Because somebody has to say it. Somebody has to stand up and go, wait, before we bury this kid, before we write his story for him, did anybody actually watch? GBush watched, and what he saw told a different story than what Adam the Bull was selling.
The most lazy-ass motherfucker in the business. He don't do nothing. He don't do nothing.
Take it for Todd Monken. He said he has elite playmaking ability. If you don't believe that, ask Todd.
Okay. So because he said that one thing...
It's his coach.
He said that one thing, that means he's definitely going to be the starter.
Todd Monken said he has elite playmaking ability. He also didn't care to bring in Kyler, didn't care to bring in Kirk Cousins, didn't care to go get Tua, didn't care to go get Anthony Richardson, didn't care to go get Mac Jones.
Now let me give you the cold hard facts. Todd Monken, Shedeur's head coach, publicly called him an elite playmaker. Not average, not promising, elite. That word means something coming from a head coach in the NFL. And then Monken backed those words up with actions. He had every single chance to upgrade the position. Kyler Murray, available. Kirk Cousins, available. Anthony Richardson, Mac Jones, Malik Willis, all on the table. The Browns passed on every single one of them. That is not an accident. That is a statement. That is a coaching staff saying, we don't need to look anywhere else. We believe in our guy. And when GBush pointed this out on air, Adam the Bull had nothing, no counter, no alternative explanation that held up. Because there isn't one. The Browns watched the same film GBush watched, and they came to the same conclusion. This kid has something real, something worth building around, something that doesn't need to be replaced. That's the truth. That's what the evidence shows. And that is exactly what gets buried when people like Adam the Bull keep pushing a narrative that was never based in reality to begin with. Look, I'll keep it simple. This channel was built on one idea. Do the work, watch the film, speak the truth, even when it's not popular. Even when it goes against the narrative, even when it means pushing back on people with bigger platforms. GBush showed us today what that looks like, and I have nothing but respect for that man. Shedeur Sanders is going to keep putting in the work. That's what he does. He doesn't need our validation. He's going to go out there and let his game speak. And I genuinely believe that when this kid gets a full season with real support around him, a lot of people are going to be very quiet. But until that day comes, until the proof is undeniable, he needs people willing to fight for fairness. Not blind support, not hype, just fairness. This isn't just about football. It never was. It's about whether we're willing to give people a real shot before we decide their story is over. Shedeur's story is still being written, and I, for one, cannot wait to see how it ends. If this video spoke to you, if it made you feel something, do me one favor. Like it, share it, drop a comment, and tell me what you think Shedeur's future looks like. I read every single one. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that button, because on this channel, we don't do lazy takes. We do the work, every single time. This is Keep the Vision, and we are just getting started.